God's Haven Ministries. Tonight I'd like to talk with you about how the Christian community has allowed not only for the moral decay in our country, but also the taking away of our unalienable rights through compliancy. We have sat back and we've watched as non-believers have fought in the courts to take away our legal First Amendment rights and to violate God's third commandment. We've had our government officials that we elect in the Supreme Court's attorneys, lobbyists, and the ACLU and others to change our laws that our forefathers drew up and those that God dictated to Moses. Help me now restore our nation to the safe, moral, healthy nation that God and our forefathers envisioned. In Matthew 19:14, Jesus said, "Let the children come to me, for we have allowed the courts to ban prayer in our public schools, thus denying the existence of God, breaking the third commandment. It is time to take back our rights and take back our nation." We need to stand up for our God and become one nation under God again. It's one thing to say that you're a Christian. It's another thing to live as a Christian. Mass killings, rampant drug use, and domestic violence, robbery, sexual assault, infidelity, divorce, and disease can all be caused by not following God's commandments. As Christians, we're affected by this every day. Often we're victims. Temptations are around us every day. The more we resist, the harder we are tempted. Daily, I find myself tempted, but through prayer and commitment, I've overcome some of the temptations, such as excessive drinking, gambling, and cussing. However, I still struggle daily with others, like anger and compliancy. If we all get involved with the everyday operations of our nation, our state, our city, our church, and our families, we could change lives. But we cannot do it by sitting on the couch, watching the news, and talking about what's wrong with people today. Our compliancy is allowed for the courts to ban prayer in our schools, legalize marijuana in many states, and elect corrupt officials at all levels of our government. In 1961, the Supreme Court case of Teresco versus Watkins overruled a privatization of the Maryland Constitution that required a declaration of the belief in the existence of God in order to hold public office. The result of this allows officials to administer oaths of office in the sanctity of which they do not believe and sanctions atheism. The same courts ban prayer in our public schools, something that had been done since the founding of our nation. The removal of prayer violates God's third commandment. It is worse than taking the Lord's name in vain. It is treated with contempt and denies its rightful place by stripping it from public use. Jesus himself said, "Let the little children come unto me." This also violates our First Amendment, which states, "What Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or the practicing thereof." Our forefathers believed in one nation under God. Who is responsible for this decay in our nation? Surely it is not us. Let's look at some basic facts. In 2011, there were over 244 million Christians. In the 2012 elections, out of 240 capable, eligible voters, there were only 130 million who voted. By not exercising our rights, we're opening the door to future corruption and misuse of government. Our elected officials, education action will go a long way in restoring our family values, our nation, and our founding fathers' intentions and God's vision for us. We must teach not only our children, but our siblings, our friends and co-workers, and our leaders that there are consequences that are unacceptable behavior. Human nature desires us to fit in with our peers in society, so it is us that must promote our Christian values to those around us. We must demonstrate through praise reports how you have been blessed and rewarded for your deeds. This will influence others to follow your actions. In a survey published by USA Today, 60% of Americans cannot name 5 of the 10 commandments. 74% can name all 3 of the Three Stooges. 35% can name all 6 of the Brady Bunch children. Sadly, only 14% know all 10 of God's 10 commandments. You know the problem in our nation, and you are aware of what you can do and should be doing. But now comes the hard part. Taking action, getting involved in our families, churches, communities, and our nation. You've taught your children how to share their toys when playing with other children. But have you shared your beliefs and values with those around you every day? Do those you work with know Jesus and how he has changed your life? Do they know why you worship him? You clean your house and you mow your lawn. Have you ever done it for your church? Most churches rely on volunteers to do these tasks. From personal experience cleaning our church week to week, I made new friends who share the same desires, problems, temptations, and frustrations I do. We bonded and helped each other learn while not only cleaning the church, but while living a godly life. Volunteering is an extremely rewarding, unselfish act that anyone can do. It'll change your life and it'll change others' lives. In Madison County, Indiana alone, there are 107 organizations that rely on volunteers. So there is always something you can do that will help change lives today. As I pointed out, we have allowed our rights to be taken away one by one. Our time as a nation, we have compromised our family values and morals to fit in with others. We have failed to exercise our rights, thinking it really doesn't matter. We cannot change the world. In Isaiah 59:16, God saw there was no justice. He saw that there was no man to intercede. In Isaiah 59:18, it says, he will reward according to their deeds. So I ask you, what will you have the Lord repay to you? We must all get involved in the everyday operations of our nations, our cities, and our churches and our families. We can change lives, but we cannot do it by simply doing nothing. I challenge you today to spend just 2 hours a week doing something for someone else, whether it's volunteering at your local church or volunteering at a food pantry or even at your child's school. Get involved. The more you serve, the more you'll want to serve, and the more God will bless you. I thank you all for coming tonight, and I hope that I'll see you all down at the church doing some community service. Thank you.